Today on the American Truck Podcast, Pokemon Go is now available, the HTC Vive is outselling Oculus Rift, and Chris Evans is leaving Top Gear. Hello and welcome to the American Truck Podcast with Andrew C.
Lady Parts!
And Freelance Gamer. That's a pretty good way to use that, actually.
Wow.
Oh god, we have to turn here. Well, I mean, it could be worse.
Oh, it could have been worse. Yes, it could have. I agree. I will agree with you 100%. That could have been worse than that. So, the Jefferson Bee is not here. He was slated to pick a friend up at a train station, but the train managed to go the wrong way on the tracks and just delayed a whole bunch.
And they faced 50 ninjas, and I think the FBI is there. I think you have the ninjas, and
he's stuck in the crossfire. He's just kind of sitting there, texting us, going, "Hey, they're shooting past me. I'm fine. I just can't make it."
Man, that would be terrifying. It'd be just like nunchucks flying everywhere, throwing stars.
Shuriken, yeah.
That would just be bad. There is no situation where
some guy yells Hadouken. He looks over at the ninjas. It's not them. It's one of the guys from the FBI. He's confused.
That would not be.
I would also be confused too, because why would a ninja also use Hadouken?
Racism.
Oh gosh. So Twitch decided that the PlayStation Vita was lonely and needed a Twitch app.
It's fair. I mean, they have it on all the other mobile platforms. So, like, why not start putting it on gaming, like, mobile gaming devices?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I never really thought that it was a platform that needed it. Just like, I've never said, you know, man, I wish I could watch Twitch on my
We're also
on my
not
3DS.
The type of people to buy a PlayStation Vita.
This is very true. This is very true. Of all of us, the only person who has one is Jeff.
Yeah, and most people that I know use it as
and
like
Jeff
a
is
multimedia
100% the kind of person who buys a Vita.
Would want Twitch on
that too. Who would want Twitch
Vita.
on his Vita, even though he's got Twitch on his iPhone.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like where do you use the Vita? Out and about, right?
I look at it as kind of like I look at like the Vita and the 3DS kind of similarly, with the Vita having a couple more capabilities, but not really anything I would use. I look at them as like they're mobile. For me, they're gaming platforms for mobile, not mobile games. Like very different. Right. Well, and it's like I don't have a need for one, but I could see why some quiet phone. I can see why some people would use one. Hey, quiet you.
But wouldn't you basically, like, I've seen most people use those devices on public transportation, in the car, and that is the list of where I've seen people use
I guess it depends on your public transit, whether or not you'd be able to use the Vita for Twitch. I can
right,
because
in most cases you're not going to have Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, right? Like I know here with the BART system you have Wi-Fi, and Caltrain you have Wi-Fi. But then you have bus systems which don't have Wi-Fi.
Right.
And understandably so. And then, but I feel like it would work for like people who do that kind of traveling often. Or like some of the people I see have like, you know, MiFi's hotspots. But
at that point, why wouldn't you just use your phone?
Why wouldn't you just use your phone, right?
Right, you know, like
using the same data.
It's weird. It's a weird thing to want to put the Twitch app on. But hey,
yeah, I kind of agree.
I mean, apparently, I guess there must be a high population of people who use the Vita on the toilet.
Or it's just something that like was easy enough to make that they were just like, yeah, let's just do it.
Let's see, I'd be interested to see what the like pickup rate on that is. My assumption is low. But something that should have quite a high pickup rate actually is Pokemon Go is out now on Android and iOS. Some U.S. users have said it didn't seem to be quite available on the app stores here yet, but people in New Zealand and Australia did say that it's definitely out and available there on both platforms.
Yeah.
So,
and most likely by the time you guys see this on Friday, it'll be available.
Yeah, very good chance, and if there's any bugs in the release, it'll be out. So you got that.
And we'll never mention it again.
Nope,
Fact.
probably not. Nope, just because Jeff isn't here. So the Just Cause 3 multiplayer mod's apparently making some progress. It's actually got some working things. They said it hadn't crashed for an hour. Made it a whole hour before crashing, most recently. So it's apparently quite an accomplishment for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good stepping stone.
And apparently it's also a whole lot not done yet. So I mean,
yeah.
They said they were starting to work on like server browsers and stuff now. And it got delayed a whole bunch by the DRMs that are in that game, where it's harder to inject the code. What on earth did I just hit?
Nothing. Well, you landed.
I mean, could have been.
Well done.
I have not a clue what I just did. What I just hit. So take your bets. Can I make it to the repair before my truck stalls? Because I'm pretty sure I've got 100% damage. Oh, there it went. Oh, started again. Oh, there it went again.
You got one. I would say you got one of my lucky moments.
Oh, it started. Oh, there it went. And it's dead. They did say that the DLC is going to be required for the multiplayer mod to work, unfortunately. So it does mean people will need to actually spend a little bit more money to be able to use the multiplayer mod, which is unfortunate, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just because it adds some barriers to entry. But
I'm curious what changes with that makes it easier for them to make the mod.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. It just could be. Was there DLC in the in Just Cause 2? Because I don't remember.
Not that I can recall, outside of like vehicles and weapons, maybe.
Right. Vehicle weapons.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe it could even just be that it's a pain in the butt to get the synchronization to work properly. Like, you know how when they released the new paint pack for this game, or well, for Euro Truck, that it would actually cause the multiplayer to crash until they fixed it.
So they're trying to just get everything synchronized now with the update. That makes some sense.
So, and just say no, you can't play without the DLC just because we're not coding it. So that's actually could be it. So I saw there's this guy on YouTube, Mr. Squishy YT. He made a playable version of Pokemon Red in Minecraft.
Wow, that's a lot of dedicated time. Did you do it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's fully playable, and then I guess
for the most part,
screen.
There is some parts of there's some parts of it that that don't work currently. Like it only knows that you the character are there. There's no NPCs yet and whatnot, but
yeah, but that'll take some time to code. I mean, especially if you're doing
it's there. You know,
blocks. Yeah, that's kind of.
You can navigate a map in a game.
In a map.
Inside of a game. That's crazy.
Yeah, ever since I knew they were going to start doing this stuff, ever since somebody figured out how to make just the basic, like, as soon as they were like, here you go, here's and or not gates, I was like, oh, there you go, we're going to build everything.
Yep.
That's all we need. All you need is that and a good amount of knowledge of those systems. You can build anything in the world. Yeah,
it's actually it's kind of scary, but it's still cool to see. I mean, I can only imagine how difficult it is to inception that. Play a game inside of a game, and then how long does it take to get Minecraft inside that game?
Minecraft in Minecraft?
Playing Minecraft inside of Minecraft inside an emulator.
Now here's the question: is once you make Minecraft in Minecraft, can you just import the map for Minecraft in Minecraft into Minecraft in Minecraft?
That is a great question, because I don't see why not.
I feel like processing power would start to become a problem, especially with Minecraft.
Yeah, because that is kind of a really
intensive
slurping game.
Yeah, but that would be interesting to see, like. And then that alone could be a map that infinitely generates itself and therefore crashes computers. And there you go.
And they're
Minecraft
causing
bomb.
the original concern.
Minecraft bomb.
Yep. So in case you're interested, the Windows 10 anniversary update's coming on August 2nd. It's gonna bring a whole bunch of more tracking things, so that way Windows knows what you're doing. Oh man!
Hooray!
Everyone's favorite thing.
Also, make sure you do your free upgrade before the end of July.
Yeah, the 29th to be specific.
Recommendation: if you have a 5400 RPM hard drive, be very careful. It most likely, I've seen it fail a lot at my job, so you might actually not want to do it, and you might want to wait to your next system and just buy it.
Yeah, it's
which sucks, but
probably not
it's
a bad
true.
idea.
Yeah, I 5400 RPM has had a lot of problems where it will just, it'll actually boot into Windows 10, it'll try to launch it, and then it'll freeze at that like new loady circle thingy it does. It'll freeze it like halfway. You hard shut it down, turn it back on, and it'll go, oh, reverting you to your old system because it didn't install properly.
Very good, very good. We need to stop making those drives.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Hard drive
I mean,
manufacturers
70. I mean, they're now the slow drives. You know, 7200s are the standards, and then you know your SSD is also like your mid to high range standard. Really, the 5400 is just the cheap solution hard drive,
which is
at the moment
dumb. The only reason it's the cheap solution hard drive is because
7200s aren't
7200 exists.
Yeah, correct.
So you dumped off the 5400 RPM drives, 7200 RPM drives would lower in price.
Correct, but as long as they can make money off it, man.
The price is artificially held up on them.
But yeah, anyway, be careful if you're upgrading with that type of hardware.
Just do it. What's the worst that can happen? You have to revert back to Windows 7.
Hopefully, I
or
will
you
say
lose
this:
all your data. So the PSA here is actually back up all your stuff.
Back up everything. Fact.
Before doing it. That's the real PSA here. So in virtual reality news, there's a pretty good chance that the HTC Vive is outselling the Oculus.
Vive.
Could be the Vive. Could be the Vive. That's a game too. But yeah, it could very well possibly be outselling Oculus.
I don't think the Vive is a game.
No, VVVV.
So they're saying the install base is somewhere around like 100,000 users so far.
Jesus. Telling you, man, that's what happens when you have Steam backing you.
Yeah. Yep, it sure does. And so it also didn't help that Oculus decided they were going to go and be a jerk face.
True.
So there's a little lesson in not being jerk face, because people might not like your product anymore. But what I also seen is some people are just like diehard Oculus people. I made it to Caliente.
Hey, I got there too. How did you get here too?
I just drove here.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think we actually took the same paths.
No, probably not. So yeah, I'm glad to see the proper platform winning out here, because there's no reason Oculus should win anything anymore. Down with Oculus. But so in good news, Chris Evans is leaving Top Gear. He's the person who the BBC brought in to replace the irreplaceable trio who helmed the grand old Top Gear.
He's one of the three who were brought in to replace.
One of the like six.
And he himself was probably the worst of the three they brought in, from everything I've seen.
Was still like six.
I remember watching a clip from the show and going, that is possibly the most annoying person I've ever heard speak.
Yeah, he's a little boisterous.
Yeah, I don't know. And like, I know there's like a lot of hate towards the show, and I know why, and I get it. And I have a diehard, I love old Top Gear. But like, I feel like it's not only that, there's also the fact that they failed to do any form of comparable replacement. I know a lot of people weren't even going to give them the time of day, but it's like they didn't try.
Yeah, they pretty much just kind of said, well, here's what the old season was, but with new people.
Yeah, and we're not playing to any of those people's strengths. I don't know that Chris Evans had a strength, But
That's a
like,
good question. He may not have.
I don't know, man. I looked at it and I'm like, I'm interested to see how Amazon does. Well, bye, Andy. With their new series of what's it called? High Shift? I forget.
No, it's called the Grand Tour.
I can't make that joke anymore.
No. No, now that it's got a name, it's not. It doesn't work as well.
Okay.
I still think it should have been called Above Average Transmission.
But I mean, no, I think it'll be interesting to see if that series works. Because while I think the trio are great, I think it was them together doing it with the formula that worked. So it'll be interesting to see if they play to that formula, if they play to just their strengths. It'll be interesting to see how well that show does in comparison to old Top Gear.
From what I understand, it is a studio component with linked together long format driving stuff.
Yeah, and that's
with, like,
that's what I
challenges
thought.
and
That's
stuff,
what I read about it too.
Which is their strong suit. Them doing dumb challenges is what people watched.
See, I love the car reviews myself.
See, you are a
Minority.
old school Top Gear person then.
Yeah.
Not a Grand Tour person, probably, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I mean, I love the challenges and I love their specials, but I still, at the end of the day, loved watching them review cars.
And I'm not saying that stuff's bad either. You know, like, that is, I agree, some of the important part of what they did.
Yeah, it's just some of the...
My favorite part was the news,
soul of
quite
the show.
honestly.
The news?
You could just string together all of the sections of the news, and I would have been very happy to watch it for hours. Because them, you know, the three of them putzing around British news that were car related was hilarious.
Yeah,
especially when it involved the Dacia Sandero. Good news, by the way. Dacia
Good news, everyone.
Yeah, I think it'll be I don't know. I think it's got a good chance to be a good show. I think that Amazon's a more, what's the right word here? I feel like they're a little more open to works similar to Netflix is with the people they're working with, than like the BBC would be. So
they're also under a lot less government pressure.
True, although they're under a hell of a lot of fan pressure.
They are under fan pressure, but generally the fans were not the ones who called Clarkson out on racist comments and such.
Yeah, fact.
It was always people just being politically correct and the BBC causing a problem.
Right.
So by having them be owned by an American company who has really no care, especially when the company's ran by Jeff Bezos.
True. Fact.
He's not known for really caring.
Fact.
It's very good, very good. And on that bombshell, I do believe it is time to end this fine episode of the American Truck Podcast. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. If you got a comment about any of the things we talked about, most specifically whether you are happy that Chris Evans is leaving Top Gear, and if you are excited for the Grand Tour premiering in October, because I sure am myself, and I hope you are too. We will see you guys next week.
This is a podcast, a gaming podcast. Thanks for observing.